What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Nerd Cave. Today, I'm joined along with
Derek.
Derek. We're fixing to watch Ghost of Tsushima State of Play. I'm excited. I hope you're excited.
Oh, I'm beyond excited.
I know you picked a little bit. Okay, you're a little naughty boy. Okay,
I
you
know.
peeked a little bit.
Got my hand in the cookie jar before dinner.
What are you most excited to see from this State of Play?
Really, just what all this game encapsulates. Like, we know pretty much some of the story, at least the history of it. 13th century, the Mongol invasion. We've got some of the backstory and some of like gameplay from 2 E3s ago. 2018. But we don't know all the ins and outs. We don't know the gameplay system. We don't know the traversal. We don't know how big the map is. So just getting this deep 18-minute deep dive is going to be interesting to see what all they cover.
Yeah, from all that I've seen and I've read is like they're not going to have a normal like map system where you have waypoints and everything.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. I know Assassin's Creed,
Yep,
Odyssey. It gave you the option to. I think they might do the option here as well.
What other game was it? Days Gone, I think, had the option to take away the waypoint.
I haven't played Days Gone, so I can't say for sure on that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it because it's going to feel more of a natural flow compared to other games and everything. So
it's interesting that, like, I know they want to encourage traversal, but just touching on the waypoint, it's interesting that they just decided to, hey, we're not going to give you an option. We're just not including waypoints.
Yeah, I think it makes it where you're going to. It would be just like if you lived back then, so it makes you feel more immersed, and it's also going to make you like get into actually like exploring the world more.
Yeah, I do hope that they do have some type of like hint system to where if you don't remember exactly like where all the hints, like what they told you, like it says like, hey, go this way or like go this way, but like doesn't have to be like a permanent like marker, but just be like, hey, you're not going there, you're getting cold.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing because I know like in the log for like Assassin's Creed, it would tell you like, okay, it's like here to here, it's by this thing. Like there would be like descriptors that you could keep go back and referencing and everything.
Right.
So everybody, welcome. If you're watching on the live stream, if you're watching on the replay, let us know what you think down in the comments below.
That's such a cool opening that they do for this.
Yeah, I like it.
Peggy 18.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason Connell from Sucker Punch Productions. We have a lot to show you today about Ghost of Tsushima. Combat, customization, special modes. But first, let's take a look at how you explore the world of Tsushima.
Alright.
Okay. Getting right into what we want to know.
Yeah.
Getting right into what we want to know. I like the topography. I like the design. Oh,
woo!
That looks yummy.
This game is so beautiful.
That looks yummy.
Yeah. This
Exploration has been at the heart of our open world design since the very beginning. But you can't have exploration if you don't have curiosity.
True.
So we've continually asked ourselves, how can we let the island guide you in the most thematic and immersive ways possible?
Goosebumps. Huh.
Okay.
That's an interesting color scheme for the map. Wow, okay. So they have wind navigation.
Wow. This game looks great, y'all. Like,
it really does.
Look at that, like just the cape and everything just flowing in the wind.
Yeah. Only other time you've seen a game get close to that was the Order 1886 with the law physics.
Yeah, I never played it, but it did look really, really good. Now,
All your horse
anytime,
confirmed, just like Odyssey.
yeah, like anytime horses are brought into it, it's like, does it handle as well as Red Dead? That's like my basis of everything. Does it the horses handle as good as Red Dead?
Fair.
Man, this game looks great.
Holy cow. Oh my god. Really? Oh, okay, so that's gonna be your navigation to call adjustment wind. Alright, so that's
I guess I missed that. I was looking at something else.
that's the horizon, gathering resources as you go through. Oh. Some type of animal song.
Well, I'm glad that you don't have to stop and like pick stuff up. You can just
Yeah.
pick it up as you go.
The guiding
How'd
line
you
can
trick
take you to
that
all
out,
kinds
Louis?
of locations in the game, like this farmstead that's been taken over by the Mongols. It can also take you to your next big story moments, or even help you find rare collectibles. But what about the things that you don't know about, you haven't seen yet, that you don't know exist? Keep your eyes peeled for
Yeah,
other
man, I
visual
definitely
cues.
will.
Smokestacks on the horizons, interesting and odd-shaped trees, or maybe even animals trying to get your attention.
Wonder if that'll be the side quest system.
Possibly. Like, I love that the horse has a name.
What do they name it? I missed it.
No, I think it's Nobu.
Oh, okay.
Like, I love that though. That's awesome.
It's not just hey horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so they have so many different points of interest, so that way you know where to go.
Yeah, it
Stay away, my
feels.
lord. The spirits of vengeful samurai.
It
haunt
feels
this
a
forest.
lot more like with Odyssey. It was more of like trying to like go off of waypoints or whatever. But yeah, it's a real stream, Louis. Yeah, it's a real stream. But this feels a little bit more organic.
Yeah.
So
Abandoned buildings collect rare resources. Okay. Kind of like abandoned buildings or shiv doors in Last of Us.
mm-hmm. Foxes will guide Jin to hidden shrines across the island.
See,
Cool.
wow. They have so much thought into this, like original thought.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Dark Souls? You rest at the bonfire?
It might be.
Your shrines need to. Oh, minor charms. Okay. Huh. More like just a little boost.
I'm
Oh,
putting
okay,
it
so
in.
those are fast travel unlocks. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Tsushima is rich with exploration and discovery, and whether you're just following a string of torii gates that'll lead you to a high mountain shrine, or maybe it's just a fox trying to show you something hidden in the woods. Either way, bring your sense of adventure and let the wind guide you.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Lord Sakai.
Holy moly. Like, this game is so beautiful looking.
It is. Just the detail.
Yeah. And, like, I cannot wait to get into and explore this game.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Mini Ninja old Wii game from childhood. I never played that, Louis.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, you talking about Mini Ninjas or Red Steel?
He said Mini Ninja, so I'm not
Okay.
sure. Jin the Samurai. Okay.
This
that's
is
the
Nate
main
Fox
character.
from Sucker Punch. Now, we just showed you some exploration, but let's switch gears and check out some combat.
Oh yeah, let's get it, son. Let's get
Gameplay is
it.
king.
Yes, yes it is.
This looks a little further because he has some different outfits on him now.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll be a gear system like there was kind of like in Horizon.
I'm sure there
If you've ever
will
seen
be.
a samurai movie, you know what to expect. Two warriors sizing each other up, waiting for the other to make the first move.
Jin can challenge for lethal standoffs.
About to get. Yep.
Oh man, got murked. The music is beautiful.
Yep. Now I wonder what's going on in the bottom corner there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
I wonder if those were like ability points.
As you can see, the Mongols are everywhere on this island. For Jin to succeed, he has to use real, skillful precision in fighting them. No wasted energy. Every strike must count.
So that makes me feel like it's going to be very Dark Souls-like, almost.
In a
Not-
sense, but
not
obviously
all
not
the
the same
way.
difficulty.
Yeah, because like you want it to be where
This is going to be more like watered down Hero.
I could see it being a lot like Fallen Order.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna have different stands. I don't know if you caught it, but he switched to a water stand.
That's cool.
So
And it's
apparently they're messing around with to see like different combat types for the enemy types.
like, and it's interesting because like you can see people like holding their necks or like not, they didn't just fall down like a lot of other games. Like
Right.
there was different interactions depending on their injuries and everything.
Right. Nobody's got another outfit.
Okay, so
I
that
wonder if
was
there'll be
Jin
like
fighting as a
gear
samurai.
like they're like.
But now let's see him take on the same group of Mongols as the dishonorable Ghost. As the Ghost, he'll use every dirty trick he can think up to even the odds, even using fear as a weapon.
So I feel like the ghost is going to be like
the
later
stealth
in the
option.
yeah. It might be like also later in the game when it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you reach that certain story point.
Yeah. Dang.
Or I wonder if it'll be like one of those branching paths where like you can choose which version you want to play as.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I love the use of like the fireworks.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang. Woo.
About to get got. Oh wow. Unseen attack. Huh.
It's like Batman here.
Yeah.
A deadly ninja Batman.
Yeah. More like Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. League of Assassins. Like, I just love the detail and like the lushness of the world, but it's not just the world. Like, the combat system is as detailed looking as the world is.
Right. And the exploration system too.
Like, that definitely felt like, I know Sakura used that like the little grappling hook thing or whatever.
Right.
But it's still really dope. He about to mark you.
Yep.
Dang.
Jeez.
Dang, y'all.
Oh.
All right, this ship about to go boom. Yeah, I'd be jumping off the side.
As soon as I saw what he was doing, I'm like, nope, not me. Huh.
Okay. Okay. Like, the game looks awesome. Like, I'm excited for it. All right, so we're getting into customization.
You might have noticed that while fighting as the samurai or sneaking around as the ghost, Jin had on a different set of armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's because the armor in this game actually gives you different mechanical advantages. It's not just the way it looks. It helps accent your chosen playstyle.
Yep.
As you explore the world, you'll discover Omamori charms. They'll give you an edge in battle. But more importantly, as your legend grows, you'll develop all new techniques which transform Jin from a samurai into the ghost.
All right.
The thing is, you get to decide how those techniques evolve and grow over time. It's always worth keeping an eye out for dye flowers. Find enough of them, and you can change the color of an armor. So not only do you get to choose how the ghost gameplay evolves, but you can fine-tune the look as well.
I like that it's not just something where you just like buy it in the shop. It's like something that you go out
like
and search for.
how most games do with like shaders or whatnot.
Yeah. I love like that kind of like detail and cool
Wouldn't be a
stuff.
Sucker Punch game if it didn't have photo mode. And our new photo
Or
mode,
PlayStation exclusive if it didn't have photo mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you can focus on the right objects. We have a bunch of new features that really underline the motion and movement that's so great about our game. You can control the wind's direction, the speed. You can change out the particles to different types of leaves and fireflies.
That's very cool.
You can even select a track of music from our original score that might be a little bit more fitting. So if you're into doing a photo, or maybe you actually want to do a video, there's something here for you. Here's a few that I've created.
That's really, oh man, that's really cool looking. Like, especially that top left hand.
Yep.
I mean, top
The
right hand
action
corner, where he has like the sword about to draw it. That's so cool. So cool.
A Japanese voice track option with subtitles is a perfect fit for our game.
That's
so I'm happy to say
cool.
that before the first scene even starts, you'll be able to turn this option on.
Do you anime, bro?
Yeah. Sub or dub, man. Sub or dub. No, I love that because it's like
Authentic.
It makes it more authentic. That's so cool.
Oh, what? Hold on. Like the old school movies. This is cool.
Here at Sucker Punch, we are huge fans of samurai cinema. We wanted to create a way for you to feel like you're playing your favorite samurai movie. So we created a windy, black and white, film grained out mode that you can turn on from the very beginning of the game.
Could you imagine doing that and have like the Japanese soundtrack the whole time? That would be such a cool playthrough. Like, it would make it feel totally different.
Yes, it would. like pending how long it would take me to beat it the first time, I almost would be tempted to play through the second time with this mode with the Japanese voiceover.
Yeah, like that just makes it. That makes the replayability like so much higher now.
Right.
That is so dope. That is
Yeah.
so dope.
That was such a great touch to add.
Like you can tell that there's love and care.
Today, we've shared with you some of the unique ways that you can explore the island of Tsushima.
Wow.
We've also shared with you some of the ways that you can
That
fight as a
color.
samurai, or assassinate as the ghost, or customize Jin, or play in special ways. But we have so much more to show you in the future. Ghost of Tsushima comes out on July 17th. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you later.
2 months away.
It looks beautiful.
Yep. I wonder if they'll have different biomes in this.
I'm sure that they will, because like even, well, like I'm sure there'll be like, you know, mountainous and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got to think with all of this, like it's on Japan, like
Yeah.
on the Isle of Japan. So like,
They have to be authentic.
yeah, there's only so much. You're not going to get like a desert on it.
Yeah, no.
But you can tell a difference between like the shoreline and then like where there's like plains and everything, which was super cool. So what was like the biggest thing for you that you took away from that like impressed you, Derek?
The biggest thing for me was just right at the beginning, because you know how we talked about they have no true waypoint system, but it's like, okay, what if I get lost? Because you know me with my open world games, I'm like, go have a plot point, and then I see something off. I'm like, okay, let me go do this. Then I find another one, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Oh wait, let me get back on track because I have that waypoint. In this game, if you do that, what are they have? What are they gonna have to offer? And they told you right at the beginning, it's like, hey, if you want to follow the main plot, summon a gust of wind, or just follow the wind, and you can follow that. If you want to find hidden stuff, there's foxes. If you want to have points of interest, there are birds for that. If you have people in need, there's smoke signals. So just the original thought for how to find and be aware of what's going on in your surroundings and where you need to go and what you need to focus on was done so well. It answered that question right off the bat for me. And it's like, okay, and it's not just because, you know, for waypoints they just have, all right, here's a waypoint for a side quest, or here's a waypoint for a fetch quest, and then here's your main story. And it's just like, okay, you know, cool, I'll get to these and whatever. But with this one, it's like you actually know ahead of time. It's like, oh, here's something where I can get resources, or here's a shrine that I can unlock for fast travel. That to me was like the biggest thing of just like, I don't want to say it's never been done something like that, because I want to be careful with that, but it's just so original for me to see that in a game.
Yeah, and one of the things that stuck out to me is it feels natural, but it doesn't feel like I'm forcing realism on you so much that it takes you out of the game.
Yeah, it doesn't break the immersion.
Like, I loved Red Dead 2, but some of the things that were in that game definitely made it a little bit harder to enjoy, just because it was like I'm trying to force so much realism on you,
right,
that it took away from that. But I love the traversal system. Like, I think that's really cool. It's, you know, you're not going to have a ton of, you know, HUD options. You're not going to have like your screen taken up by that, so you get to enjoy what they put out there even more. So that's super awesome. I love, you know, that like the soundtrack sounds beautiful. Like, the soundtrack sounds so good. Combat, like the combat looks really cool.
Yeah, because I mean there's an actual parry system, and then I guess there's like, I don't want to say a quick time, but there's like an instance where like you can just do like an instant kill slash.
And it's like all about that weight, like who's going to move first, you know, who's going to mess up first, you know, that sort of deal. And it just feels very authentic. I'm curious to see like how it actually plays, how it feels. like Sucker Punch always does a really good job with their gameplay side of things.
Right. And I know they did Sly Cooper, but they did, their last big thing was Infamous, and they were big on the powers and abilities. And while I thought when they first showed off Ghost, it was going to have like a supernatural element, but it looks like it's just going to be like you can either be a samurai or you can be more of a ninja, but we're going to give you skill sets for each one to succeed.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past them to keep some supernatural elements in it. Like we only saw a little bit. They're only giving us a taste of it. Because I remember one of the trailers, like it felt a little bit more like this could be a possibility in there.
Right.
You know. One of the things that stood out to me is like, yes, there's two different styles of gameplay, and you were talking about Infamous, like the powers, like when you would use the different powers, it would change up how you would go about playing and everything.
Yep.
So I think that's a really cool thing that we're going to get to see, like the difference between playing as the samurai and playing as the ghost. It's the same person, but it's a different way of approaching everything. I think that's really cool.
Me too. And just the different gameplay styles that come with it, like it's funny how they changed outfits to recognize, and I thought that would be like a big part of it, because I know in Horizon Zero Dawn, like it wouldn't have an overall effect on your stats or gameplay style, but they offered like 3 different ways to do combat, but they had also outfits and gear to help you. Like they would have a little bit of stat boost for the style of play you wanted to do, and I thought it would be that, but they talked about it a little later about there are these charms that you get, and you can feed ability points into which charms you want to do, if you want to do more hand-to-hand combat or if you want to do more of the stealth option.
Yeah. Well, and they also said with the outfits and everything that depending on the outfit, like it will increase certain abilities, like it will help you do certain things better. So like you're definitely going to be seeing, like, when you're the ghost, you're not going to be prancing around, with samurai armor on. You're going to be dressed in that stealthy, suit that where it's like it's very much tighter clothes. It's not that big type of clothing. So I think that's really cool, and that there's such a array of it. And then like the dye we were talking about, like you have to go collect the dye. That's super awesome.
Yeah. And it adds like a realism, like you want to actually, because you can't just go to a shop and buy dye. You actually had to go out and fetch it back in that day. So the fact that you can't buy shaders like you can in a lot of other games is a lot of fun to do too.
Yeah, and so like just seeing like some of the traversal, like with like combat, like with the hook and everything, it definitely reminds me of Sekiro. And even like Fallen Order had some of that as well. Where later on where you could like attach to things and move and all of that, so it feels like it's falling in line with some of that. But I think when you get down to it, you're going to not only see, like, you'll see similarities to other games, but I think with this, it's not just the gameplay, it's going to be that story, it's going to be the music, it's going to be the traversal system, it's all of these things put together. And the last thing that really stood out to me, and we kind of commented already, but the option to have purely Japanese dialogue, and then the samurai like movie,
the old school cinema.
I thought that was awesome. Like it would create a totally different feel to the whole movie,
and it sets itself apart from Sekiro, because Sekiro was just like, hey, this is Samurai Dark Souls. You want to have difficult. We're gonna take away the stamina system. We're gonna introduce a parry system and all this to make you feel like a ninja type way. But Ghost is like, hey, we're not just gonna put you in like this samurai ninja setting. We're gonna make you feel authentic, like true to the times, or like true to that old school like cinema feel too. And just like the photo mode, like how you can play around with the different features, and that is cool too.
Yeah, and like I love all of that being added in there. You definitely can see some Sucker Punch in all of this. Like, of course, they're the ones that are making it, because you have like camps, and we've seen that in like all the Infamous where they've had like bases of operations. You go in
Yep,
and
yep.
you destroy it and everything, and then that area opens up, and
And I don't mean to keep comparing it to Horizon, but it's the best form. It's the best comparison to make at this point with this game. But you can't. Horizon had camps too, and I wonder if that'll be a thing, or it's just like it'll be like certain sections where it's like, hey, this is because you saw it in the beginning. It's like you're in Mongol territory. I wonder if you take out a camp, will that reclaim the territory for you?
I think it will. I think back to like Second Son, when you destroyed like a base like that opened up that area
Yeah.
and they weren't there anymore. So I think we're going to see that throughout of this because they already have that kind of gameplay mechanic and it's not super overdone in
Yeah.
their games. Like Ubisoft games usually do it way too much, but Sucker Punch seems to be a little bit better about that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the gameplay. Like the
Yeah.
gameplay is going to be really, really cool looking.
Same. So let me ask you this. Now, obviously, they said they're going to have, they kind of hinted at the end. Now, who knows if this will just be press releases or if they do more like just trailers, not maybe another state of play, but just trailers. Because Last of Us Part 2, to go to that real quick, they did a final trailer for when they announced they went gold, and they're doing like I think it's like a once a week video. Like they just put up one yesterday of like more inside, like inside baseball. Like they had Neil Druckmann talk about like what brought the story together type of thing for this game. So I wonder if they'll do more of that. But they said they had more to come. So what are your let me ask you this: did all your questions get answered in this trailer, or what? I guess if they didn't, what more do you have to ask, or what more do you want to know before this game launches, if you do?
I think it answered a lot of questions that I have. Like I have a lot more faith in the game now,
Right.
seeing what I saw. The thing that the traversal was kind of like I was like, how are they going to handle this? And everything, but that was answered right off the bat, and I think that was really well done because there's a lot of people that have been like, how is this going to work? And we've already seen it before, so I was like, okay, well, I'm assuming it's going to work just like this. For the things that are going to be coming out, like I could see them doing some articles with like an IGN or something like that, or blog posts or something like that. I think at this point, put out a few more trailers, do an article to like how some of the bigger things work in the game that weren't showed. Do you have a home base? Do you that sort of thing? Other than that, I don't really think that it's like much more is needed because right now I think seeing what we saw right now in this state of play gave me enough to really understand what the game is supposed to be. And then it's like I don't really need a lot more because I don't want to get over.
And and that's the fine line they have to tread because this game is out in 2 months, and it already has the added pressure of coming out literally a month after Last of Us Part 2, this mega blockbuster sequel by Naughty Dog. So they have to be really careful of not overextending their hand because then they run the risk of if they show too much, people won't be interested, and it's like, all right, well then it's going to be Last of Us Part 2, and then I guess a break until Cyberpunk or whatever the next big thing will be. For me, a lot of the gameplay was answered, like the traversal right off the bat. As I said, like just the features in this game were answered because we've seen. How about this? I would still like to know more of the overarching story, especially with Jin. Like, yes, we get the Mongol invasion. It's supposed to be, Jin supposedly is not not killed, but like thought he's defeated, and he comes back. Basically, that's why they give him the ghost persona to basically haunt the Mongols. But I would like to know like what's driving him. Like, if did this Mongol, whoever the Mongol general is, did they kill a loved one of his, or what's his, I guess what's his motivation in this whole thing other than just fighting for his country? I'd like to know just one more tidbit about that from me.
from what I remember, and I think it might have been the first trailer that we saw, like Tsushima is like where he's from,
Right.
and that's where they attacked first and like killed everybody except for him. So
Okay.
I think that's where his motivation is just purely revenge
Okay.
on the Mongols and everything. And I might not be 100% right, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was when it first.
I know that's like the big, like that's pretty much what sets off this war. I just like to know a little bit more. Like I'd like to see the overall. I guess you can say like the big bad, and then like his if he's got like generals or whatnot. Like if that'll play a factor into it.
Well,
I'd also like to know.
they did show like the big bad like in that first trailer. Like they showed him and,
Right.
like how he's not a nice guy.
Right, and but I mean, the first time we saw that, I don't know if he was in the E3 2018 trailer, but yeah, like you said, the first trailer, but that was Paris Games Week 2017, I want to say. So it's been quite a few, because I think it was a Paris Games Week that they first did a teaser trailer on this. So I think it's about time to reintroduce the big bad, because I think people have forgotten that by this point who haven't seen the trailer.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it would be a good way to like show, okay, this is the foil to Jin. These are his motives. Why is he doing it? Like, to have a good hero, you have to have an even better villain.
Right.
With with good motives. And what I mean is like they see themselves as a hero, essentially. So that I agree. They definitely need to show the villain of the story.
And the only other thing, because we saw a lot of like the gameplay, but I'd like to know more. Like we saw a lot of the ghost side of the gameplay, like the different stealth tactics you can use, which they seem to have thought of a lot for like both styles. It seems like, but there were still a few things I need answered, like the quick slash. Is that just like a limited thing, or is that just a timing thing? Is it like you remember on the old school Legend of Zelda, like one of the first Legend of Zelda games, where if you did not take any damage you could like shoot your sword out, but then once you took a hit you had to actually swing it? Is that like going to be a similar mechanic with the instant slash, or will there be more to it? And then you saw at the bottom left of the screen those yellow dots, and then 3 of them were highlighted with, was it the trigger buttons or the shoulder buttons prompted to hit? What does that entail? Because you didn't see any of that decrease, and you didn't see any kind of special ability. So is that like a resource for like certain abilities, or because I felt like we saw more of the ghost side of the gameplay with all the gadgets and the ins and outs of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see that being, some sort of special ability. And you have, as the game goes on, you get more of, slots that you can keep using that ability. So I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely could see that. It could also be like health, but he was already full health at that point. So I don't know why it would be. So there's a lot of possibilities of what it could be, but I could definitely see most times when you have like a controller and it's both the top buttons, that's going to be a special ability. That's not going to be a heal. Heals usually like the up on the D-pad.
Right, exactly. And I guess just the other thing would be more of the gear system. Like, yeah, you could see the different loadouts and the dies, but how intricate is that going to be? Is that going to be Horizon Zero Dawn, AC Odyssey, where it's like tiered loot? Like, I know they said they're going to, like, the charm system is going to be, but how much can you feed into that? Is there going to be more than just the charm system you can feed into? Or is it going to be more like Jedi Fallen Order, where it's just ability points that feed into that are the simplistic feeds, and just outfits that are like strictly cosmetic that maybe give you a little bit of a boost? But how intricate is that going to be?
I think it could be really intricate, but also you don't want to get so far into it that it is difficult for people to really understand. Like, you don't want to get into super RPG land where you're managing more of your outfit than you are enjoying the game. I think, having that balance between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Fallen Order would be perfect, where it's not just cosmetic, but You're not, like, I think weapons will definitely come into play where you'll have better and better weapons, but I don't think it's going to be where it, like, you're not going to be picking up katanas all the time. Like, you're going to have your katana because it's yours. Like, it's been forged, and it's very special to you. So I think that's going to come into play for sure. But I feel like there will be not just the charms, but, you could put, you have better armor. If you're wearing armor, you take less damage compared to wearing cloth. Like I think it's going to be play off of real world stuff a little bit more than other games might.
And I wonder if that'll feed more into the gear, or will that feed into the charms that you upgrade? Because how you upgrade your charms determines like what playstyle you want to feed into more. So I wonder how that'll play out too.
I think the charms will come into play, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a combination of both. I don't think it's going to be where you can just focus solely on charms. Like it might be like you get lower end charms and then it takes a lot longer to get new charms than getting new armor and everything. I think it might be a little bit more of a work towards getting charms than it is like getting new gear.
Right. I wonder also too, just thinking about it. You can feed into. They say you can feed into more of the ghost side or the samurai side. I wonder if there's a way you could do a balance, like you could just balance between the two, like, or do you have to pick one?
I don't know. I think if they're giving you the option to play on either side, that you can balance it out. You might be a little bit under powerful, because if you're only getting so many points to spend, you might be a little bit weaker, but you'd be able to play in different styles, or it might not even work that way. You might not even be getting like, which again, it's Sucker Punch. They always have like that upgrade kind of thing going on with their abilities and everything. So I don't really see it going the way of where it's like just equal and you just play with whatever. I think you will have to spend points.
Yeah, because that was true in Infamous, right? Like you had to pick one or the other side. Like there was no picking between.
Yeah.
Like you either had to go with it. You either had to go with the good or the evil, or you were just you're indecisive.
Yeah, exactly.
So if that's the case, which side would you be more inclined to pick if you had to choose?
I think I might go samurai because we've seen so much of the sneaking around. Like it felt very Batman-esque. It was really cool, but I want something that's different. Like if I had to choose, I would go samurai.
Yeah, I would too, just because one, it's more flashier, and two, it seems like with the samurai you could take out your foes easier, or it's better for crowd control. Whereas the stealth is just like, hey, you just want to get to the objective and fight as little as possible and get out. Like that seems like it the way they showcased it, it looked like it had its fun, it had its perks too. But if I'm just like, I like to get in your face, like the rah. So I feel like the samurai is just going to be better suited for my style of play.
Yeah, and it might be where, certain mission types demand a certain play, where it's like, okay, this is a samurai mission and this is a, ghost mission. I think of like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, some missions were the male and then some were the female. I can't remember their names. But Jacob
and Evie, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I could see that being the case. Sometimes it's the samurai and then sometimes it's the ghost, so I could see that being, how they kind of balance that out. So you're not just focusing on just one.
Right.
So I think that's going to about do it. Any last thoughts you want to say about?
Oh, no, it actually made me excited for this game. I don't know if I want to speed through Last of Us Part 2, but by the time this game comes out, I may just have to swap out in between both of them because I doubt Last of Us Part 2 I'm going to be finished with that by the time before Ghost comes out. I know, but I'm really excited for this game. Just the aesthetic, because you saw it on Second Son when it came out in the March after the PlayStation 4 launch, the way that Sucker Punch handles like their lighting, their particle effects, just like the overall, just their use of colors is done so well, and you see that in this game. Like you see it make the world come to life, and just like the little, like I touched on with the um traveling the open world and like the original thoughts of like, all right, this indicates this for the open world, or this indicates this quest. Just like the finite details that are put into it just makes it feel more fleshed out, makes me believe more in what they're doing for this new IP.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. You know, I'm excited to get in the world and it actually feel like it's a real world. It's not
Yes.
just
Yes.
you know, it's not just a vehicle to tell the story. Like it actually feels like a living, breathing world. It's not just you know points on a map that you go to
Yep.
to finish a quest. Like you're going to be
It's not a checklist.
yeah, exactly. What we saw tonight is like you're going to be excited to you know see what's around the next turn.
Yep.
You know what is this town? What's here? You know, oh, where's this fox taking me? Like I love that. I love that they're using animals as a way
Yeah.
to like show all of that. So I'm super stoked for the game.
Authentic would be the word for this trailer.
Yes, very, very much. Well, Derek, thank you for coming on, man, and talking with me about the state of play. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Guys, you can check out our live streams and everything every Monday and Thursday at 7 o'clock. You can check out our reaction for the Unreal Engine 5 reveal from yesterday, and you can see mine and Derek's reaction to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake that they announced this week as well. So check all of that out on our Facebook and YouTube and come hang out with us on our live streams. Derek, again, thank you for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Oh, always, man, always. So guys, thank y'all again. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next action-packed episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.